we had a really good bye week last week, which was really important. We scrimmaged our young players. Our assistants had a chance to go out on the road and recruit. And then we gave the players Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. Gave them a chance to refresh and get their minds back and kind of reboot. We're really excited to come home this week and play Colorado State. You know, they're 3-6. They're a very talented team. They've just been inconsistent in a lot of areas, but they're certainly capable of playing very well in every phase. And they have played well at times this year against really good opponents. Offensively, you know, the strength of their team is their wide receivers. They have really good wide receivers. You know, number 11, Preston Williams, is a transfer from Tennessee. Really talented player. They played a couple different quarterbacks. You know, number 1, KJ, Carter Samuels has started the season, and now they've kind of settled in on number 15, Colin Hill, who's really a talented guy, and they've done a good job in the passing game. Very productive in their passing game. So that's going to pose a big challenge for us. You know, they're mostly an even front team on defense, play a 4-man front led by number 55, their linebacker, Josh Watson. Really good, talented player. They're playing a couple of really talented freshmen on defense, number 94, Devin Phillips, and number 4, Rashad Ajay. And so, you know, this is a very talented team, a very capable team. For us, we're really excited to come back to work and really get a chance to play again. You know, we're a really young team who gets better every day. We practice, and you know, all of a sudden I'm getting all these suggestions about the way we should think about this. We're going to do exactly what we've been doing. We know why we're getting better. You know, I showed the team, you know, probably 29 categories statistically, and we're better in almost every area with the regards of about 3 or 4 areas. Defensively, we're better in almost every category. Offensively, we're running the ball more physically. Our yards per rush are much better. Our yards per game are much better. Defensively, we've improved tremendously at stopping people from running the football. And we want to continue that improvement. The reason we're getting better is because of the way we practice, because we focus on what we need to do every day, because we stay focused, and we're going to continue that. You know, pay attention in meetings, give great effort in practice, stay focused on that execution. And so we're really excited this week. It's hard to believe that it's already our seniors' last game. We have 17 seniors playing their last game in Mackey, and we certainly want to send them out as winners. And so it's very simple what we need to do. We need to have a great week of practice and prepare. You know, we have many goals left in this season. You know, we break the season into 4 quarters. This is the first game of our 4th quarter. We want to have a winning record in each quarter. We did not have that our 2nd quarter, so we can actually make that up by having a great 4th quarter. And so it starts this week with Colorado State. So really excited to be home. We want to, you know, invite everybody to come out and support this football team. We got 17 seniors that are playing their last game in Mackey, and so we hope everybody comes out to support them.
How would you describe this senior class and I guess what they meant to the program?
You know, I really think it's a class that's had a lot of ups and downs, but I really appreciate their commitment and their focus this year to trying to be different. They want to be different than their other classes that were here, and so they've done things differently. They've been more committed. They've stuck with the plan. They've bought into what we're trying to do. And it started in the off season, just the way we work, the way we hit the sleds, their commitment to getting bigger and stronger in the weight room, and then just the way they've stuck together this year and been a great example for our younger players. You know, I said it all the time. You know, it doesn't really matter what you say. It matters what you do. And the young players learn how to play and prepare by how the seniors play and prepare, and how they play through injury and how they work every week. And this group of seniors has been a really good example of having a sense of urgency every week and preparing week to week. And so, that's the legacy they're leaving with these younger players. And, I've been really proud of how they've handled it.
Coach, do you have a preference on, you're going to finish with 2 on the road, and you've just played 4 out of 5 at home. The schedule was a bit jumbled to me this year. Do you have a preference on how the schedule breaks down, or do you mind?
I'd rather have the bye week earlier in the year, personally. I think a lot of times your team is growing in the first part of the season, and it helps to have a bye week. I'd love to have a bye week, right at the end of September, or, that 4th week after your 3rd game, just to kind of reset your team. By the end of the year, you kind of get in a rhythm of practicing, and you just want to keep playing. And but we'll take what we have. I don't know. It's we were kind of middle heavy in our schedule this year, and you'd love to have a home game near the end of the year, but just doesn't quite work out that way this year for us. So it's been a challenging schedule this year, to play in 5 different time zones. I've never experienced that as a coach. A lot of 3-day trips for us this year, which has really affected us academically. It's been a little bit harder for our kids to stay on track because of that. But I really think our kids have handled it maturely and have learned how to just take each challenge week by week, and we'll continue to do that.
You guys have a possibility to win 9 games this season. Would you say the program's a little bit further ahead than you thought you would be in year 2, or how would you line that up?
Boy, it's really hard to say that until you actually start working with the players. I kind of was a little disappointed last year, to be honest with you. I thought we would really have more that we would work with last year as a staff, and so I really appreciate how our kids have kind of gotten right this year and dedicated themselves to the weaknesses of this team, and really dedicated to be better in those areas that we were really poor in last year. I think we have a real chance to finish strong, and we all know what we're capable of doing here at the end, and we're just staying focused on this week. But, to win 8 games and possibly 9 games is something that hasn't been done for quite a while. So we all know that would be a real accomplishment. And we all also understand that that's something realistic. I mean, it's not a pie-in-the-sky goal. And I think for our team, we're just staying true to our preseason goals, which were, to have a winning record in each quarter. Now, if you have a winning record in each quarter, that's 8 games. And so I think that's kind of on track to what we started this season with our goals. We don't really preach about that publicly much. I guess I just did. But that was realistically what we wanted to try to accomplish. We want to win our home games. This is an important game because it's at home. It's a conference game. And we want to, we obviously want to win. And send our seniors out with a win. So for a lot of reasons, this is an important game.
Coach, 1 win away from bowl eligibility. What would it mean to you in the program in your 2nd year to reach that precipice?
I mean, I think it's kind of what we've expected. We expect to be bowl eligible, to be honest with you. So we are excited about the opportunity. We certainly don't take it for granted, but it's an important step for us, so and obviously we have that opportunity this week. So it's a big game. Our seniors deserve that. Our fans deserve it, and so for those reasons, obviously we want to win this week.
How differently do you treat the bye week, since it is late in the year, as you might do it in September and then the week after the bye week?
Not much different, really. We typically take 3 days off. We were in pads today. We typically aren't in pads on Mondays after a hard game, but since we didn't play, we were in pads. I told the players we'd run today. If we had a really good practice and we flew around and we ran, we wouldn't run, and we did. And so typically not that much different. You know, we use it to recruit. We use it to improve in some areas that we need to improve on. And we love to give the players a little bit of rest, so we were able to do all those things.
You feel like the guys are just at this point now just chomping at the bit to get back out there, put a uniform back on?
Yeah, they're excited to get back out. There was great energy on the field today. And, you know, we put a big premium on practice here. Practice is the most important thing for us. We feel like if we're focused and we execute in practice, then we've earned the right to play well on Saturdays. And then we always start with a clean slate on Saturdays because it doesn't really matter. You know, you see every week certain teams don't play up to their potential on Saturdays, and it's because they don't take the right mental approach. And so we want to be the team that does. And so we constantly talk about that.
Colorado State beat Arkansas in early September, I want to say. How different is this team now than they were a couple of weeks ago? I know they're inconsistent.
I think they're just inconsistent. I think they're very capable of playing well. You know, North Texas beat Arkansas too, and so they're very capable of playing well. They have very good players. And they're talented. You know, their receivers are really good. And so they've thrown the ball at a very good clip this year. So we have to be ready to go. You know, I reminded our players, you know, we didn't have a very good record last year as a team, but we were really hard to beat the last 3 weeks of the year. We played really good. And so this team is very capable of doing the same thing. So, you know, we're not really concerned what their record is. We're watching the film and we're trying to best prepare against this football team.
And then with it being senior night, how much of the guys are talking about just Corey Rush and, you know, the fact that he can't necessarily sit up for this one but still be on the sidelines? You
know, Corey, it's funny. I was talking to Corey at practice, and, you know, he was sitting there on his scooter watching the D-line, and I told him, I said, you know, I know you're not out there, but we got to keep running to the ball just like we've been doing all year. And he said, Coach, I got him. And, you know, but that's the kind of leadership we have. Our seniors are really invested to what we're doing as a team. And even though Corey's not out there, he's with his guys trying to help them really finish the season strong. So, you know, I think our kids know what's at stake. I think they know why they've accomplished what they have so far, and they're anxious to have another opportunity to prove what kind of team we can be.
Over these last 3 games, I mean, will you look to maybe play some true freshmen up to that 4-game limit if the score allows you to? Is that something?
Absolutely. You know, I think the new redshirt rules allow you to play kids, and so we've looked at the roster. There's certain guys that have not played 4 games that can still play. You know, we got guys like Gino Miranda who really just got cleared a week ago, but if there's an opportunity to play him, we can do that. You know, Moses Landis is a guy who hasn't been able to play all year, but he's back practicing now, and you know, if he's ready to play, you know, we won't hesitate to throw him in for 10 or 15 snaps. Carson Strong, young quarterback, he played in our opening game. He hasn't played since, so if the opportunity for him to play happens the next few weeks, you know, Casey Cured in the same way, they can still retain their redshirt year and still play. So we're looking at a number of freshmen and players that are looking to redshirt that still have an opportunity to play these last 3 games.
Coach, in practice, you had mentioned talking with Corey. I saw you talking with Malik. Was that a private conversation, or is that just you talking to a senior, or can you share any of that with him?
No, I just was talking to him about, you know, some things that we really got to be focused on here going down the stretch. And, you know, we've had a couple young freshmen make some freshman mistakes, and actually the captains are going to talk about disciplining those guys. That's one of the things that we have a great leadership committee, and they've done a great job. So just talking to him about a few things like that. You know, I was asking him about his family coming up to the game for this week, senior night, and you know, Malik's family's from Alabama, and he'll have a bunch of people here. So it's an important week for that. You know, for the families of our seniors. You know, they'll be on the field in pregame. And, you know, there's been a lot that these kids have been through in their careers, and they want to finish strong. And, you know, it's important that they have a great winning memory for their last game in Mackey. And so just kind of talking to Malik about a few of those things.
For the majority of your time here, you guys have been underdogs going into almost every game. These last three, you'll probably be a double-digit favorite. I mean, you don't want their mindset to change, but how do you make sure that, you know, being in this different role, they don't maybe take those wins for granted and they fight just as hard as if they're playing a Boise State or Fresno?
You know, it really hasn't changed for us. You know, we really try. We're really careful about what goes in our minds. I think college football teams all over the country have to be careful about that. We try not to listen to the outside prognosticators when we're big underdogs, and same thing if we're favored in a game. The most important thing we try to focus on is having a clean slate on Saturdays. And we consciously talk about it. It's one of our goals, because the only thing that really matters is how we play that day. The records don't matter. And we constantly try to do that every game this week, and we're going to do the same thing this week. You know, I'm more animated on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday than I am on game day, because I know how important practice is and preparation is. And so we'll take the same approach that we've taken all year long. And we try to keep it simple that way. So I don't know that it'll even matter what people think about our opponent or what the line is for the game. We'll just kind of focus the same way we have been.
For how well you guys have played the last few weeks, what do you see more out there? How do you assess what you guys are capable of?
I think we're just scratching the surface of what we can do as a team. You know, I've been proud the last two games because we've played really good defense, we've played good offense, and we played really good on special teams. And I've said all along, when we start playing really well in all three phases, I think the sky's the limit for this football team. And we really haven't done that at a high level yet. And so we want to continue to play at a high level in all three phases. This is a great opportunity for us to start this fourth quarter off with a big home victory. And so we really want to play great in all three phases here at Mackey for the last time this season. And so, you know, we're pushing really hard in all phases. You know, I went back and watched the San Diego State game again, and just, you know, the special teams plays we made in that game were so critical to our success in that game. And we have to continue that attention to detail. And that's a collective thing. You know, we're not a one-man team. We're a group of players on offense, defense, and special teams that all have to contribute for us to have success. And I think that's a great tribute to our team and the focus of how we prepare every week. So we have to continue that. And, you know, as coaches and players, we have to press for the focus of our team. And, you know, we're really counting on our seniors to continue to put pressure on the rest of their teammates to be focused and execute.
Anything else for Coach?
Thank you.
So Malik, I asked Coach about your conversation. I saw you guys on the practice field. Part of it was family coming up, and I know that's not always easy for you, the distance-wise. So can you tell us what that means to you this week?
It means everything. My family is, a big part of my life, and have been a big part of my life, and are a big reason that I'm here. That I'm here today. God and family. Those are the reason that I'm here, and it means so much to me to have them there for my last, game in Mackey. So it means the world to me to be able to see them, and have them walk out on the field with me for the last game.
thinking about Corey Rush in a game like this?
Said it.
How much you thinking about like Corey Rush in a game like this? I mean, senior night, Mackey Stadium.
Yeah, and I feel for him. I know he's feeling it. Surprisingly, he's taking it like pretty well. You know, all things considered. But man, I feel for him. It's tough. Being a senior, you know, not being able to play in your last home game here at Mackey. So we're gonna try to, you know, rally around that, you know, and go play for him. That's one of my brothers. That's a guy that I've been here with since I've gotten here. And man, I'm just gonna try to go play my heart out for him.
What do you think of Colorado State?
They do some good things on offense. From what I see, they do a lot of good things. They can throw it around. They got some big receivers out there on the outside. They have some solid running backs in the backfield, so they can do some good things on offense. But we're working now to, you know, working our game plan to stop them, obviously. Yeah.
How did you use the bye week to your advantage?
We had the 4 practices, and then we had 3 days off, so try to get some rest in, you know, recover, get my body right for this week.
Was it tough to have it? I mean, you obviously need some rest, but was it tough to have it when you guys were kind of rolling?
Yeah, a little bit, but like you said, I feel like it's better to be fresh than to keep on, you know, pounding away at the body, you know, because then you start losing guys at the end. So I feel like it was a good thing for us to have a little rest, you know, at the end. But like you said, the focus is still there. We're ready to play. Nothing's going to change.
Yeah, Coach said practice was pretty good today. Do you feel like guys are just chomping at the bit to just get back out there?
Yeah, definitely. To be honest, since I've been here, I feel like the later in the year we play, the better we play, to be honest. And it's about that the focus out there, the leaders keeping everybody locked in and, you know, focused on the goal of being 1-0 at the end of the week, going to win the game.
For your last home game as a senior, have you set any personal goals or something you'd like to see happen on the field?
Win. That's the biggest thing that I'm concerned with. Winning. I don't have any, you know, personal goals set. I just want us to come out there and, you know, play our best football, put our best display out there for the world to see on offense, defense, special teams, and just come out and, you know, do our thing.
The league obviously have bigger goals in mind, namely trying to win out the rest of the year. What would it mean to get that one more win and become bowl eligible as a senior?
Amazing. It's been a while since we've been to a bowl game. You know, we went to one my first 2 years, which I was, you know, blessed to be a part of, and to be back would definitely be special. I've been saying that I want the younger guys to be able to experience what I got to experience when I was young, and to be able to go to a bowl game. So getting them that opportunity would be tremendous, and it'll be great for me to give back too as well, because they're fun. It's a great experience, and can't wait to go see it.
With this being your final game at Mackey, I mean, what's your favorite thing about playing in that stadium?
Favorite thing? I don't know. It's different being home. You just feel more comfortable. I mean, it's what we practice at. You know, we don't practice on the field, but we're close to it, and you know, you can just feel that homey feel once you get out there on the field, and just to be out there with the guys. You know, it's just like being at practice. To be honest, we try to make practice so hard to where it feels like a game. So on Saturdays, it's just basically like practice again. So that's basically what it feels like.
One of the few fifth-year seniors who are, you know, going to be honored before this game. 17 seniors, but I think only 6 of you guys have been here for 5 years. How would you describe this senior class, this group of guys who you went through this process with you know, multiple coaches, losing a teammate, and all of these different things?
I would say that this group has a tremendous amount of character to definitely go through all the things that we've been through, like such as, you know, losing a teammate, losing Mark, to go through the coaching changes, the scheme change. It's been a big change for each and every one of us, but to see the way that each and every guy has handled it and been better for it, it just shows how much character that this group has. And credit to Coach Polian for bringing in, you know, some good guys around this program. And I feel like that these are guys or somebody that I will, you know, treasure for the rest of my life, and be guys that I can, you know, rely on in the future.
Obviously, you know, college is a transformational experience for anybody, but how have you changed from your official visit here 5 years ago to today?
I just say I grew up a lot. You know, when I got here first, I was a, you know, wide-eyed freshman. You know, didn't know what to expect. Was a little nervous, hesitant, and man, I just say I grew a lot, gained more confidence, and I give it to this program, just the city and all. It's been had a big impact on my life, and it's been great, man. All credit to God, because without him, nothing is possible. I wouldn't even be here, so, yeah.
Anything else from Malik? Thanks, Malik.
Sure, I guess.
Squeezing tight.
You guys. Ty, how much would you love to throw this guy a touchdown?
Oh yeah, it's been a goal all season, and yeah, I think we're gonna execute in the last 3 weeks, and give him a chance to make a play and get in the end zone. So, hopefully that'll come this coming week.
Caleb, how would you describe your friendship?
I like to look at it as like the Tom Brady to the Edelman. You know what I'm saying? That's how we like to look at it. So, we lived together for a little bit too. I know the ins and outs of Ty. You don't see you see the surface of Ty. You see the deep emotions of him and stuff. So.
All right, can you tell us something about living with him? Does he do the dishes or anything like that, or not do the dishes? Something like that?
He doesn't even eat at the house. He's never really eaten.
I clean up the trash.
Yeah, he takes trash out. Pretty clean guy though. He likes MLB The Show. Probably his favorite game.
Yeah, definitely.
But big movie and karaoke guy.
Yeah.
So.
What's the go-to karaoke song?
Oh, anything. Let's see what.
Have you seen the movie Sing?
Oh,
the movie Sing. We do we do the soundtrack to the movie Sing.
Yeah, we're a big fan of that movie, so let's go to.
Y'all are living up the college experience. I like it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Where does he eat?
Just I think you like Chili's, don't you?
Yeah, Chili's is a go-to spot. Yeah. Got some great deals there.
Or you always come on with
Costa Vida.
Yeah,
that's a go-to.
The Wings, Wingstop.
Wingstop's
a good one for him.
Those are easy violations, actually, to name. It's weird. But I shouldn't ask the question. I mean, Ty, you're one of the seniors in this class. I mean, how would you describe this senior class, and what has it meant to you to find a school that kind of believed in you and let you blossom into what you've become?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome for me, and a little bit different than probably most of the seniors here. Just because I transferred in, didn't start out here as a freshman with that class. But I was so happy to be able to come here, and those guys really welcomed me in when I first got here and welcomed me as a part of their class. So to go through the last couple of years with them, all the stuff we've gone through together has really brought us close together. And, we just want to appreciate these last 3 games, these last couple of weeks we have together as a team. So, I'm going to miss everybody, miss all my teammates, but I know it's been an awesome experience, and just glad I had the opportunity to do it.
I mean, Caleb, it seems like all these seniors are playing their best football, of their careers here in Nevada. I mean, what has that class kind of meant to driving the overall, unit program forward in their final season?
I think they just showed a really good job of unity. I mean, they were brought in by different coaches. It was hard for those kids with a new coaching staff coming in. I was part of that new recruiting class that came in, and these guys have been here, so they've been through those old coaches and new coaches, and for everybody just to gel and the seniors to play the way they did and go through the adversity they did with the new coaches and, kind of a down year last year and play the way that they've played this year. And, we're going to miss, Six back there and, guys like Malik and Sonny and guys like that. But, they're playing their butts off and, to go out strong. We want to lead them to a bowl game, hopefully, get in the mix for a Mountain West championship if we can and, send them out on a high note.
And this is for both of y'all. What would it mean? I know there's bigger goals in mind, namely that win out and whatnot. But what would it mean to both of you to become bowl eligible after that one more win?
Yeah, I've never gone to a bowl game, so everywhere I've been, we haven't gone to a bowl game. So it'd be huge for me. This is my last chance to do it. So to be able, that's the ultimate goal. Playing at the FBS levels to get to a bowl game and win a bowl game. So it'd be awesome and be a great way to end my career.
I was lucky enough to go to 2 bowl games, and I was telling the guys, the experience is something that, it's priceless. You get to experience a week wherever you get to go with your teammates and do all the fun stuff, and then hopefully you win it. It's a memory you'll have forever. And like I said, I just want to send these guys out on a high note, and then that's just, that's going to set the baseline for, next year and then the year after that. So hopefully we just kind of set the goals, like, mandatory to make a bowl game when you come here kind of deal. So.
Caleb, I remember a few weeks ago you sat here and you told us that you don't mind being the underdog, that you want to bring the fight to people.
Yeah.
You guys will be big favorites in these final 3 games. Does that change your mindset at all?
No, I think that you got to go into every game, thinking you're the underdog, thinking that, that they're going to come in thinking the same thing, that they're going to come smash us in the mouth, and we want to do the same thing to them. So I think you can't get on your high horse. You can't look at, in football it's hard. You can't read the press clippings. You can't, get all into the stats. You just got to take 1 week at a time and go 1-0 each week. So we don't really listen to the outside noise. We kind of just, stay in our locker room, stay in our system, and take 1 week at a time.
Ty, what kind of stands out about the CSU defense? I know they're not having the kind of year that they've wanted overall.
Yeah, I mean, they're a big physical team. We kind of talked about it like us last year. We had some success last year at the end of the year, and even though their record doesn't really show it, they're still a good football team, and they're going to come, ready to play. So, I think they're very good up front. Their linebackers are very good. So, we just got to execute, worry about us, and have a good game plan.
Good question for either one of you. The low point arguably maybe was 41-10 at Vanderbilt and all that. And what would you say then? Let's reverse that. What have been a couple of the high points for either one of you this season? Or when did this team, you think, turn it around from the Vanderbilt game?
I think that going into halftime it was 17-10, at that game. And I think I don't think a lot of the scores that we've lost do us justice. I think we're in a lot of those games, and at the end they kind of, get away from us. But I think we just showed that we can hang with Fresno State, and we can hang with Boise State, and we can hang with those kind of teams. And I don't really think you take them as low points. You just take them as lessons, and you can't take the high points, as high as they are. You got to stay consistent. So I think that we just been consistent the last couple of games, and just been doing our job. I don't think we've been doing anything greater, nothing worse. It's just, like I said, staying consistent. So.
And going off that hanging around with Boise and Fresno, we finished against Oregon State, we finished against San Diego State. So I think those are 2 pretty big wins that have shown what we've done.
Having the bye week with your thigh contusion, do you feel like you're back to 100% now and maybe can show off the legs a little bit more?
Yeah, definitely. I feel fresh and ready to go. It was nice having this last week to relax this past weekend to stay off my feet and get completely healthy.
And Ty, Coach talked earlier about just not letting little things affect these last 3 weeks, cleaning some things up, he said, especially with some of the younger players. Is that a message he's given to you as part of the leadership committee and all that moving forward, not letting anything get messed up here?
Definitely, and it's just stressing the maturity of our team, especially going after a bye week. It's tough not to slack or relax. We got to keep getting better. Last week in practice, and then keep it rolling this week, and just really paying attention to details and focusing on the little things.
Caleb, how did you use the bye week to your advantage, and would you have, like Coach, liked to have seen it maybe come earlier in the year?
I think it hit us at a good time. I think a lot of us were banged up. Coming off a big win, I think gave you time to kind of come down from that huge win and kind of the reality that you got to win out. So a lot of guys got to rest up, recover. So I think it was really good timing. I thought we got through that last game, get rid of the bumps and bruises, and come back this week and get a W. So.
The Ty coach also said feels like you guys are just scratching the surface. Would you say the same on the offensive side?
Yeah, definitely. We still got 3 games to show what we can do. I think we've improved throughout the year, and that's our goal is just to continue to improve and put up points all season.